Who am I speaking with?
I'm Travis George, the gameplay producer at Riot Games.
You're the producer. We're in the Career Pavilion. What I want to know is, beyond just incredible creative talent, what are you looking for at Riot?
Well, beyond just incredible creative talent, which is, of course, what I'm sure everybody tells you, one of the things that we really look for at Riot is we're looking for people who are the best at what they do. So what that really means to us is, you can be have an understanding of your strengths and your weaknesses. One of the things that we think has enabled League of Legends to be as successful as it is our kind of company mentality that we're always trying to get better and know what we're doing wrong and know how we can improve. We really look for that, and also that's not just something we say to our fans, or that's something we put on our forums. We ask that of our interview candidates as well. Right? So for example, I interview a lot of people, and one of the things that I always ask is, tell me something that you're bad at. And then tell me about how you actually mitigate that and how that's taught you something. What have you learned from those experiences, right? And
so hold on. So let me ask you, because that's a variation of a classic bad question, which is tell me your strengths and weaknesses. But you're just saying what are you bad at and how you're mitigating it, which I think is an extra interesting take on that.
Yeah, and so the reason we ask that question, and I actually give examples of myself a lot to help people understand, is it is an interesting question, and people are sometimes taken aback when I ask them. And I said, no, I actually really want to know what you're bad at.
So what are you bad at?
Oh my gosh. Well, if I had to just pick one thing, I'm not very organized, and so I'm a producer. It seems a little contradictory. And so the way I actually mitigate that is I actually try to hire people around me to work with me that are actually very organized. And so we complement each other's strengths. So, I mean,
excellent. Okay.
I could go on, but I don't think that's the point of the interview. So
but that's good, because people need to know that it's okay to express a bad feature, a bad capability, but at the same time know how to solve it.
Exactly, and actually a lot of times, some of the worst answers I get are, oh, well, I love work too much, or I'm too good, essentially is what it comes about. And I'll actually call people out and I'll be like, hey, that's actually kind of a soft answer. Let me give you an example of something that I'm bad at. I give the example and they're like, oh, well, you really want to know that? I'm like, yeah, actually, I really want to know that. And actually the really good candidates will give me a couple things, actually. So it's really just about embracing the philosophy that you understand what you're not good at and then what you learn from that, because we're always doing that, and that's just a core company value that we have.
One of the things you talked about in terms of talent, you talked about, you want to know what they're bad at. Give me one or two other things that you're looking for in terms of talent.
Okay. Well, one thing that we look at is we look for people who are really honest and open communicators. Again, kind of a little loosely tying into the fact that being really honest about what your weaknesses are. We really look for people who stand their ground and kind of have their own opinion and understand why that is, but are also open to feedback. So to give you an example, right, like we have a mentality on our development teams, being a producer, I believe that collectively my team is 100 times smarter than I am. Right? And so, it's my job to set priorities and goals for the team, but I expect each and every developer that we hire and every person in our organization to feel like they can tell me that I'm wrong and why that is. And I'm genuinely interested in hearing that and listening to them. And so many times I've changed what I thought we should do based on what my team thought we should do instead. And so we really look for candidates who don't have a problem like telling people how it is in a constructive way. So I mean, that's another tangible example of something that we think separates us from a lot of other places. I'm not interested in hearing what you think I want to hear.